Warwick Valley, I'm Leah Salmon.
And I'm Brett Roberson. We're here in the village of Warwick.
Today, we are out shopping to help guide you. It's time for our annual Holiday Buyers and Investors Guide.
So don't go away, because time to go shopping is now.
From your head to your toes, everybody needs something to look their best this holiday season. From snow boots to luxury bags, let's dive right into what will benefit your wallet this year.
Hey Violet, something I've realized around the holiday season is that a lot of people deck the halls with their fashion.
Well, Will, my love for fashion goes beyond clothing. It's really the icing on top of the holiday cake when it comes to accessories. And what excites me more than accessories is designer accessories that really shine bright like holiday lights. For young girls all across America, it all starts with the classic Tiffany's necklace, the perfect present to light up the holiday season. The Return to Tiffany's tag double heart necklace was initially sold in 1996 for $100, which could be considered the cheaper side of luxury. It is now being sold for $295, which is quite a difference. Now, if we adjust the original price, accounting for inflation, it should cost $206. At $295, it is 42% more than what it should be, making it a total ripoff.
Wow, Violet, speaking of someone's first designer accessory, I heard that it's common for someone to get a basic yet classy Chanel purse. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the classic Chanel purse. In 1990, this purse was sold for $1,150, which is pretty expensive. And now it's being sold for $11,300, which is a crazy price. And accounting for inflation, the 1990 price would be around $2,391 today, making this a ripoff by about 118%.
Wow, Will. Sounds like the price of a Chanel purse would definitely not slay the holidays. Now, if we're talking about ultimate designer handbags, the Hermes Birkin would definitely be the star on top. It was first sold in 1950 for $900, which for many is pretty pricey. It is now being sold for a whopping $10,000. Believe it or not, the inflation price adjusted in 1950 would be $12,096 today, a 17% decrease, which would make it a bargain.
Wow, a Birkin bag will have you feeling fine this holiday season. Another accessory that will have you feeling your best is a Christian Dior purse. In 2005, this bag was sold for $1,650, and now in 2025, it's sold for $4,600. And accounting for inflation, this bag should be a total of $2,810, making this a ripoff at 48% more.
As the holiday season wraps up, there's no better way to bag the perfect gift than with a designer purse.
Whether you're buying items for yourself or gifting them, these items will put a sparkle inside of your wardrobe.
I'm Violet Tenorello.
And I'm William Boulder.
Happy holidays!
This holiday season, plenty of people are looking for clothes to wear.
One of the most important aspects to someone's outfit is their sneakers.
Instead of having somebody look down at your 10-year-old shoes saying, "What are those?"
We looked at shoes from the past and the present in hopes to find prices that'll knock your socks off. Whether you're looking for some sportswear or something stylish, it's always good to have a pair of Nikes at the height of the NBA season. A pair of Nike Air Jordan 1s cost $65 in 1985, which seemed high for that price period. The modern pair of Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG costs $180. When comparing the two, it was determined that the $65 1985 pair is inflated to around $200 in today's economy. At only $180, it is 10% cheaper than it should be. That's a bargain.
Wow, a deal like that would totally get me to buy those.
Yeah, a good way to start off the new year is by buying new shoes and putting your best foot forward.
For sure. When you want to walk a mile, you might want to know the best price possible. Converse, however, does, well, the Converse. One of their earliest and most popular shoes, the Chuck Taylor All-Star. Costing a measly $5 in 1960, quickly became the most popular basketball shoe in its time. Fast forward 85 years, and now it costs $65, which is actually pretty cheap for a shoe in today's day and age. But if we check where inflation would have taken the price of the shoe, it should cost around $55. Instead, it cost about 17% more. Maybe the All-Star isn't such an all-star after all.
It looks like Converse is getting a kick out of the consumers.
That's for sure. Hopefully the next deal will be better.
Let's look at how other companies are stepping up their game. Switching over to a wintry mix, we look at Doc Martens boots. Back in the day, these boots were huge culturally and cost just $60. And today, that type of boot seems nostalgic and costs $170. The inflated cost is $184. The price comparison between the two boots is a bargain by about 8%.
Another great deal. Boot season has my soul.
Sometimes a bargain is better. Lacing up knowing you're saving money can whiten your smile and your shoes.
You might not be saving money though when you're kicking it old school again. Ending off with another shoe from the 1960s, the Vans Authentic used to cost another measly in 1966. Bringing them into today's economy, they now cost $55. That's a ripoff. The inflated price should be $45, but instead it costs 21% more.
Well, it looks like they're jacking up these prices.
That's for sure. When you're looking for an item, make sure to land on a product that won't rip you off.
From us at WVTV, happy holidays.
As the Christmas season approaches, the weather cools down.
And the chance for snow increases.
Makes now a better time than ever to purchase some new winter clothing to get through this cool season. On that note, during this time of year, people often wish they had an extra layer of clothing to keep them nice and warm. We got some new jackets that we think they'll get you interested. This jacket was called the Vintage Rofi Puffy Jacket that was made in the 1980s. This jacket originally cost $19. This is a Helly Hansen Puffy Jacket that was recently made in 2025 and will cost you $79. While noticing the price difference between these two, we can factor in the inflation rate and find that the price should be $83, 5% less than the inflated price.
Now that right there is worthwhile. I'm all in for that jacket.
It's really rare to see a situation where the inflated price is on par with the increased price.
Almost as rare as snow has felt these past few years, but they're calling for a good winter this year, so there's no better time to continue updating your winter wardrobe. One of the best parts of winter is the snow. From shoveling to snowboarding, there's a plethora of things to do when that first snow arrives. But to do it, you need warm and comfortable pants. The first snow pants were created in 1952 by Maria Bogner and were sold at the price of $40. Comparatively, a new pair of LL Bean snow pants will run you $200. On the surface, that may seem like a massive increase, but when you factor in the rate of inflation, ski pants should cost $490. But thanks to the streamlining of production, they only cost $200 or 59% less.
$200 is a lot just for a pair of pants, Ryan.
Yeah, I agree, but you can't put a price on warm legs in the winter season. Anyways, you should see the amount of money people are willing to pay for normal pants. It's absurd.
For something to keep your ears nice and warm, let's take a look at some hats that should keep your head safe from any brain freezes this season. This hat was called the Vintage Long Island Beanie. In the 1980s, this originally priced at $12. This is a wool slouchy knit beanie that was made in 2025. This hat is priced at $29. Based on the inflation rate, we can get the price of $50. This means that the price is 40% less than the inflated price.
Last time I wore a beanie was last March when I buzzed my head. With a deal like that, I might have to buzz my head again.
No offense, Ryan, but no deal would make me want to see that.
Wow, Aiden. I'm hurt. Let's just move on to the next product, alright? What do you think?
Alright.
Let's take a look at some footwear, in particular, boots. The first LL Bean boot came out in 1912 for the price of $4, said to be made out of the highest quality materials, while the modern Bean boot now costs just shy of $200 with an emphasis on comfort and warmth for all activities. The difference between the prices is noticeable here, and it is not made any better when adjusted for inflation, where they were supposed to cost $116. This means that these boots cost 72% more than they should.
Geez, those prices are whack.
Prices like that, I'll just stick to wearing extra socks rather than buying new boots.
Those prices deserve the boot. Anyway, we have more interesting things coming up, but for now,
Happy holidays.
Stay put as we catch these next new gifts brought to you by the WVTV production crew. Our Buyers and Investors Guide will be right back.
Want some more?
What's he doing?
But he can't.
Look at him! It's just not done.
Please, sir, I want some more.
More? More?
More? Please, sir.
He has asked for more!
Thank you.
What?
Well, he did say please.
Sir? Yes, he did. And thank you.
Yeah, and thank you.
He's a wonderful boy. A delightful boy.
Please, and thank you. Pass it on.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the annual Holiday Buyers and Investors Guide. I was just talking to Violet about the World Series, so let's jump right into the next collection of pitches that can make you some cold hard cash.
What a beautiful throw.
It's a real home run. During this holiday season, there are many pitches for gifts this year.
I know one of my favorite options has always been a basketball.
That's a real hit. Let's get into the chasing prices for this holiday season.
During winter, there's nothing better than indoor basketball with friends. But do you know how much a basketball costs today? In 2005, the Spalding NBA basketball only costs as little as $20. However, in 2025, the price of a Spalding basketball increased to $35. Using an inflation calculator, it was determined that the basketball should have cost only $33, making the 2025 price 5% more in a total ripoff.
I was thinking about buying you a basketball, but now that you've told me it's a ripoff, I'm not so sure about it.
That's all right. You could get me a volleyball instead. How much does that cost?
Let's see. Volleyball is played all across the world, from cities in China to right here in Warwick. But have you ever wondered how much it would cost to have under your own tree? In 2000, a simple molten volleyball would cost you a single bill, one Andrew Jackson. But in 2025, that same molten volleyball rose to $36. Is that a ripoff or a bargain? Using our inflation calculator, we can see that a volleyball today should cost $38. This makes it a bargain by 6%, a pretty good deal.
Wow, a 6 or 7% bargain is a steal.
Speaking of stealing, I heard those football prices were as bad as the Jets this year.
We'll see about that. Let's pass on to our next price. There's nothing like throwing around a football during the holidays. But how much will it cost to give a football as a gift? In 2005, an official NFL Wilson football cost a whopping $150. In 2025, the price barely increased to $160. The inflation calculator tells us that the price is supposed to be a staggering $248, making the 2025 price a steal at 36% less.
Guess I was wrong about those prices, but when it comes to a catch, I've always preferred one with a baseball instead of a football.
Tell me about these insane prices.
During any season, there's nothing like having a catch with your family or friends. For years, baseball has been a growing sport, but how much does one single ball cost you? In 2000, a bat in baseball would only cost you $4, which I think is a score. But 25 years later, the baseball price has more than doubled, as a single baseball now costs $9. The inflation calculator reveals it should only be $8 based on the price in 2000, so it's a 17% ripoff.
Wow, those are some expensive holiday balls.
The only ones you'll ever need for this upcoming holiday season.
I'd have to agree when it comes to sports fans. That's a wrap from us at WVTV. I'm Violet Tenorello.
And I'm Leah Salmon.
Happy holidays.
From big plays in the field to big plays in your collection.
Let's jump into some playing cards that could be winners. And to start off, we'll gather around to look at some Magic cards. In 1994, the Magic the Gathering 3rd edition booster box sold for $88.20. If we look at what the price would be now, 30 years later with inflation, it would be $8,650. The newest booster box, the collab with Avatar The Last Airbender, retails for $106. But in the year 2055, without inflation, it would be $9,094. But with an inflation rate of 4,314, in 2055, the price would be $19,652. But the fact that it's a limited edition collab, the price will definitely be higher.
Ryan, that set was spellbinding, but I think it's time to try our luck or maybe even catch them all with these Pokemon cards. Just recently, in 2023, Pokemon released the Crown Zenith Booster Pack for just $50. The pack has a few, but a surprising amount of valuable raw cards. Today, you can find booster packs of Crown Zenith being resold on eBay for upwards of $110. It's a highly sought-after pack, and many people still keep an eye out for it even today. This year, all 3 volumes of the Gem Pack Horizon sets dropped in China, but the one to look out for is Volume 2, retailing at $64. It's projected to rise to around $173 without inflation and $193 with inflation, making this set something you should invest in now and definitely not later.
Great pulls, Elijah. After those cards, I think my wallet's about to take some effective damage.
And as we head into the holiday season, it's important to remember that whether you're gifting or investing, the right cards can make real long-term value.
Exactly. From Magic to Pokemon and everything in between. Making these smart picks now could pay off big in the coming years. With Warwick Valley Television, I'm Ryan Barnable.
And I'm Elijah Carrick. Happy collecting.
Happy investing.
And have a great holiday season.
Hi, I'm Samantha Diltz.
And I'm Brett Roberson.
And this is the Holiday Investor's Guide. Brett, we're both collectors. While I collect cards, you're a huge comic fan.
I am.
Like sports cards, the price of a comic is massively affected by the amount produced and the age.
That's pretty interesting. Let's see how these prices will and have affected these old and new comics.
Marvel is the largest comic company by share market and revenue. With 11 of their films making more than $1 billion, the origin of these characters resides in the comics. The first Doctor Strange comic book was released in 1974. Doctor Strange 1, Master of the Mystic Arts, was sold at 25 cents. Let's just say you will be sorry that you didn't purchase the comic in 1974, because the current average price of this comic is $1,051. A 420,000% increase. That's super, man. Well, old comics are a hot commodity. Lots of collectors keep up with the hobby by buying new comics. The One World Under Doom number 8 released only about a month ago and has seen a bit of an original price increase compared to 1974. A new comic that was once 25 cents is now going to cost you $5. While my Christmas wish list is already miles long, my biggest wish is to grow old enough to see how this comic's demand heightens. To my calculations, One World Under Doom number 8 is going to be worth about $3,284 in 50 years. That's a lot of $5 bills.
Wow! If these comics stay in high demand, I'd recommend anyone the One World Under Doom number 8.
And grade it as soon as possible.
I'll sure do. But let's snow on over to another great comic. Marvel's also responsible for making one of the biggest heroes in history, Spider-Man. From swinging through skyscrapers to saving the universe, it all resides in some of his best comics. To start off, we have 1990s classic Spider-Man number 1 that only cost $1.75 at the time. But swinging out of the past and into the present, it'll cost around $62 with a staggering 1,290% increase. There's no doubt that this is a pretty big price. Now, in our current time, we have many other great Spidey comics, like the first issue of this year's brand new series of The Amazing Spider-Man comic, going for $6. Man, how times have changed. But in the near future of 2060, it'll probably be around $84, with a similar 1,290% increase like the last comic, but with a big anticipated increase of $214. Now that's a lot of dough.
It sure does sting, but man, I gotta forget the cards and start collecting comics.
Exactly! Comics are iconic and there's such a wide market.
It seems like it. There's a comic for every superhero and every villain.
If I were a holiday shopper, I would buy an inexpensive comic just for a superhero fan for closest into your heart.
I'll plan on it. For Warwick Valley Television, I'm Samantha Diltz.
And I'm Brett Roberson.
Have a super holiday season.
Even though superpowers aren't real for most of us, superheroes definitely are. So what can you do to become one of your own superheroes to your own little elves and man's best friend? Find out when our Buyers and Investors Guide will return.
I want to be a contender. I want a warm belly to sleep on.
A big house.
How do I look? Do I look good?
I want to play hard.
My nails done. Once a month.
I want
a home. I just want a home. I want someone to love.
Last year, more than 30,000 companion animals came to us without homes. 20,000 of them were felines. Let's make some homes together.
Welcome back to WVTV's annual Buyers and Investors Guide. Let's find out how dog treats can be the investment you may be begging for.
Do you want your dogs looking and feeling fresh this holiday season? Oh my god, Felicia, stop talking about my feet. Not those types of dogs, you freak. I'm talking about man's best friend, dogs. I'm starting to have a bone to pick with you. Speaking of bones, dogs love bones. Whether it's barbecue bones, rawhide bones, or especially in this case, soup bones. In 1950, soup bones were 25 cents per pound. Today, soup bones cost $3.25 per pound. If their cost stood with the inflation calculator, they would be $3.38 per pound. Right now, since the current price is less than the inflated price, the bones are a bargain at 4% less than the inflated price.
Interesting. You can say that dogs love to say bon appetit when they're about to chow down.
Yeah, I know. Soup bones are the best.
Agree to disagree. I personally think milk bones are the bee's knees.
You know, I'm not saying that you're old for liking the idea of soup bones, but if you were milk, I'd have to sniff you first. Speaking of milk bones, let's talk about these old milk bones. In 1908, milk bones were 18 cents per pound, yet this year it's $2.66 per pound, which is an insane jump. This means, based off the inflation calculator, it was only supposed to be $1. This is unfortunately going to be a rough day, as it's 64% more than it should be. I hope you were able to stay focused and not skim over these milk puns. Whatever, only 2% of milk puns are funny anyway, and I'm only a month older than you.
You wish you had something better than my milk bones.
Sure, treats are pretty great, but it doesn't even come close to a dog and its bond with its favorite toy. Oh, I'm about to have a ball talking to you about a dog's favorite classic toy, a tennis ball. In 1995, a Chewy's pack of 3 tennis balls cost $9. With the aid of the inflation calculator, the price of these pack of tennis balls would cost $19 today. Today, a Chewy's pack of 3 tennis balls cost only $6. Right now, the current price is 13% less than the inflated price, which makes the tennis balls an absolute bargain.
Tennis balls? Really? That's the most basic toy ever. Most dogs like squeaky stuffed toys now.
Whatever, I'm hearing a whole lot of squeaking from you at this moment. Let's see you talk about something that dogs could possibly love more than their toys.
Their beds? I know, I'd much rather sleep than go around squeaking like you.
I swear, all dogs do is eat, run, and sleep. And I know your dog Trouble is no different. I know a big guy like him needs a good bed. In the year 2000, a nice dog bed from Chewy would run you $30. With the inflation calc, we can see that the price today should be $56.46. Sadly, the price today is $70, with the price being 23% more than it's supposed to be. This is not a deal in the slightest.
So you're gonna give us a round of applause or what?
Have a happy holidays! Ha 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 ha!
Thanks to Mayor Newhart, we've been able to escape the cold and file this report from the toy section here at Newhart's. Will, have you ever stopped and thought about toys as an investment?
No, as a young lad, I only use them for hours of fun.
Well, Junior, let me tell you, you've been missing the boat, and I'm not toying around. Growing up in the 60s and early 70s, my favorite show was The Munsters. It was a sitcom about a family of monsters growing up in America that were, let's say, oblivious to their uniqueness. My favorite character was Herman. Here's a clip.
My toe bone's connected to my foot bone. My foot bone's connected to my heel bone. My heel bone's connected to my ankle bone. That's how they connected those dry bones. Do 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 do.
In 1964, Mattel was selling the Herman Munster talking doll for $21. Well, Ted, one of my older brothers, got the doll from Santa, and I didn't. For years after, I asked Santa to right this injustice, but he never did. Well, here it is, 61 years later, and I recently happened to check in with eBay and saw that doll was now selling for $600, which is a 172% increase, almost as much as I've spent on my therapy. So this got me to thinking. A modern-day equivalent would be the Mezco Beetlejuice talking doll. With 2 movies to his credit, as well as a cartoon series, he could be this generation's Herman Munster.
It's showtime.
Currently, he can be had online for $78. So if history repeats itself, and we all know that it does, in 61 years from now, when I'm 121 years old, that doll will be worth $212, given that same 172% increase. But wait, it gets better. On top of that, when we add on the anticipated inflation, my Beetlejuice investment will make one of my grandchildren a staggering $2,228. So, young William, don't let go of your toys so quickly.
Funny you should mention Legos. I used to love Legos and make my parents spend way too much money on little plastic blocks I used to destroy. My personal favorite Lego set was Benny's Spaceship, released in 2014 and being sold for $99.99. I made this set when it was first released, but sadly I dropped it down the stairs the same day I finished it. But looking at how much it sells for on eBay today, we can see that it sold for an average of $230, which is a 67% increase in price. So I ask you this, what's more like Benny's Spaceship than the current Fortnite Battle Bus, ringing up at the same price at $99.99? So, heeding your prediction of history repeating itself, when this Lego set has the same growth in 11 years, it will be selling for a whopping $166 at the same 67% increase in price. Add in inflation and I will be able to sell it on eBay for $231. Between your odd obsession with dolls that are going to outlive you and my weird obsession with little plastic cubes, we're going to make a killing in the toy market.
It just goes to show that there's no time like the present to invest in your financial future.
Thanks again to Mayor Newhart for letting us escape the cold.
And we both wish you and your family a happy holiday season.
That's it for this edition of the 2025 to 2026 Annual Holiday Buyers and Investors Guide.
From traditional clothes to shoes and to toys, we've seen it all.
And how you can save money for your wallet this year and years to come. For Warwick Valley Television, I'm Leah Salmon.
And I'm Brett Roberson.
From us to you,
happy shopping and happy holidays.
Woo!
Happy holidays.